Okay, here we go. I know, I hate it. I don't like the camera thing at all.
But you're so good at it.
Thank you.
Really good at it. I'm also good. I'm just
on.
saying she's good too.
All right.
I'm like,
We're not doing comparison spiral
you're
anymore.
right. You're right. It's a ladder. Do you? Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of holes in my jeans, and I forgot I did, and this is not work. It's fine. Okay. Welcome to Detour Guides. We're your guides and hosts,
Tory
and Allie, two chicks navigating life's detours while sipping on candor and cocktails. On today's detour,
Curveball.
we're talking career curveballs today, and they might be uncomfortable, but they sure as hell are relatable. Please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle. Remember, it's often the detour that could define you, and enjoy the ride. Welcome back, detourists.
Woohoo! We did it.
We did it.
Welcome back, everybody. Good to see and hear from you. We have loved the response so far.
It's been good.
Lovely.
Who are you, though?
I am Tory. I'm a TV personality and content creator. I'm on the hunt for my next job while processing the grief of my mother's passing. So good to know me.
Good to know you.
Yeah.
And I'm Allie, a TV producer and writer working on a career pivot so I can make my move abroad dreams a reality. I have some updates there, by the way.
Oh, exciting.
So anyway, how are you? Rosebud Thorn? Let's do Rosebud Thorn.
Let's do it. And if anyone also wants to bring this into their family and over the dinner table, it's a great game.
Oh, the Rosebud Thorn.
Yeah.
I thought you meant the podcast. I was
No.
like, sure.
Yeah, but also this
It
is
is a good
helpful
game.
to like break the ice somewhere. You know what I mean?
Agreed. So Rosebud Thorn, something good, the rose, something we're looking forward to, the bud, and something crappy, the thorn. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, for sure. Faux show.
Okay.
Let's not go there. So my rose is that I'm starting to see glimmers of creative buds.
Nice.
And I haven't for about 3 months. I don't know if you guys ever have been through like a numbing experience of a pretty just, a career change or someone you love, you lost someone, but you lose all creativity and you get kind of like numb and kind of staticky. And I'm seeing like tiny little buds of glimmers of tiny specks of sunlight.
That's something.
Of creativity. So so it's like very little. I don't want to go crazy, but the buds are there. Should I say buds one more time?
How many times can she say buds?
Good
There's
beat.
a book that helps me with this, and I try to reread it once a year. It's called Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I'm sure people know this book. It's not like everyone knows this book, but she writes in a way that like inspires you, and I try to read it once a year to like kickstart my creativity again.
Yeah,
and
she's great.
it's a good book.
Eat, Pray, Love woman.
That's right. I should have said that.
Yeah, she's
I'll
great.
link it in the show notes. I love linking things in the show notes. This is my new hobby, is linking things in the show notes. It really is.
You're like Lincoln bio girl.
I'm a link in bio bitch.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's really fun. Sorry, I know you want to say something,
No,
but
I
I'm just going
don't.
to keep going. It's just fun to like hyperlink it and then copy and paste all that in the show notes. It feels like you have your life together. It's like a made bed. Everything else is a mess, but if you have that made bed, you've got it together. If you have those show notes, you're doing
in.
great. I do love it. Anyway, sorry.
What is your rose other than
Oh my
show
God, I
notes?
forgot where we were. That's right. My rose. Okay, you know what? That is my rose. I was going to say something else. My rose is the show notes. But it really is. I'll put that in the show notes. I was going to say that I'm writing again and it's been really nice, but let's go. Let's bank that unless we
Nice.
can't, because I just said two roses. Anyway, what's your bud?
So my bud is that I'm starting back up with some therapy and looking
Huge.
forward to that. Yeah, as everybody knows, that's always a good thing. I've seen her here and there, and she's really good and very pretty.
You've seen her here. That sounds like you were out shopping and you ran into her.
Doctor,
It's me.
me. And she like runs away.
How'd you find her?
So it was off of a reference, but as soon as I walked in, she reminded me of you a little bit because she had her shit together. Do you know what I mean? Nails always the right color, always the right length. She just has a great look, like good office, like everything just. And she got right to the point and we became really close. And then I just haven't seen her in a while. So if you're someone on the therapy cycle, you know the feeling of getting back into the groove. There's some work to be done and I'm very excited to be doing that.
Good for you. I
Yeah.
mean, that's, in all seriousness, that's like no small feat to.
Yeah. But once you find a therapist you like, it's a lot easier to go
Well,
back.
it's like dating too. You can't just if you find one on the first try, like that's so rare.
Oh, I
you
know.
So
One guy kept calling me Troy. And I'm like, you don't know me. You're not a good
Troy,
therapist.
like he kept flipping.
Yeah, he didn't know my name.
Not
and he
Tory.
and his files were everywhere. And I was like,
No.
you just call me Troy.
Also, I don't know. I have like female friends that have male therapists. It's not for me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I would do it, but the guy, don't call me Troy.
Yeah, no. You want me out the door? Call me Troy. It's like calling me Al. My friends can call me Al, but if someone
What are you being a Paul Simon?
Call me Al. I'm like, no.
You
no.
can be my bodyguard. I can be your mom. I'm sure people love listening to this.
All right, so that's your bud. Good
Yeah.
for you.
What's your bud?
I have an event coming up this weekend. I'm in a women's group, and each month a new member, a member, does an event. And last year I co-hosted with a friend of mine, Amy. We did a mixology event at her house, and it was such a hit. Like too much. We were like, we didn't do a lot. People loved it. So now we're kicking it up a notch, and we're theming it out. People are getting dressed up. We're making 3 cocktails and a mocktail.
Nice.
Bartender.
This is your type of thing.
It is my type of thing.
This is your type of thing.
I'm really excited. And so far we have 21 people coming.
Organized fun is like your dream.
I know.
I love it.
Plus booze. We're good. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I know
awesome.
I'm thinking we might have to do it to like rose, thorn, bud, because you said once you hate ending it on a thorn.
Oh,
But
that's okay.
maybe this will be the last time.
Yeah.
So what's your thorn?
My dog has deep dementia. She's 16 and we're going to be putting her down soon. So my thorn is like not being able to remember when she wasn't in dementia. Oh, you guys, you have no idea. Like she used to like remember who I was. Her tail used to wag. Like, I'm so sorry to bring this down, but she doesn't have that now. So that's my thorn, obviously. It's the right time. My heart knows it's the right time.
Yeah.
But it's just another loss in a nacho pile of losses.
A nacho?
Like it's my whole life is like
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, Tory, I can't even talk about this.
Right.
And it's not even my dog, but like you think about your own things and I'll lose it.
yeah.
Like there's
so that's my thorn.
you're
it
and you are
sucks.
like you're one of those people that like your dog is not just your dog.
Mm-hmm.
And Josie, not to keep going with it, like she's your soul dog.
Yeah, there goes another hit.
Oh,
Another
God.
one bites the dust.
I get like really sad, and you get like self-deprecating Chandler Bing when things.
Yeah,
are
there's
hard.
something called gallows humor, which keeps you afloat when you really need it.
It's called that.
Yeah, gallows humor. And you know who used to use it? Like people in war and sailors. Sorry, I know a lot about gallows humor, but it's used
I get why they call it gallows now.
Correct. And they use it for like coping mechanisms and it works. So
Really?
Yeah, when you go dark humor, when things are dark, don't be mad at yourself. That's a way of coping, dude.
Gallows humor. I learned my new thing for the day.
Yeah.
Gallows
Sorry, it's
humor.
so dark.
No, it's okay. I mean, my thorn is not nearly as mine's very surface level.
Tell us.
So, okay, I was
This
on
is a big deal, you guys.
It is kind of a big deal. So I was on the plane. I went to LA for work, on the plane back. And I was wearing a t-shirt and it was a t-shirt I wanted to show a girlfriend. So I took like a photo, not my face, just like this. Okay, it's a podcast. I'm lifting my head up and I'm like protruding my neck. I don't mean to. I just want the shirt to be seen. And holy hell, my neck is aging. My neck is aging. No, I'm glad you think that's funny. 38 years old. I feel like I'm too young for this. And not only is it aging, it's visibly aging.
It's not.
So I texted Tory because, Southwest, Wi-Fi in the air. And I'm like, what the actual? And what did you say? You're like, oh, I have that too. I'm like, cool. I feel better now. I was a wreck. And then I texted my sister and she goes, I'm not going to lie. I see it.
That's terrible. I'm sorry that happened.
Well, it happened. How long has it been that way? So then I go back on my camera roll looking for all these. It's there. It's there. I don't know what it is. My mirror in my bathroom's too far away. I put SPF. And so then I immediately text my friend Claudia, who's like the skincare guru. And I know what I need to do now, but I don't like that I got to do it.
I'm so sorry. What do you got to do?
Well, laser is the first move she suggested. And then see how that goes, because other than that, it's like you can do creams and all that, but like
you need surgery if you want to change
that's
it. Yeah,
right.
The problem is surgery. Yep.
So that's a thorny thorn.
Let's
But
get to drinking.
after that,
I hate thorns.
let's
Thorns are
get
the
to
worst.
drinking. Yeah. So it's time for I'll Drink to That. Cheers to the start of our detour. What are we doing today?
All right, so everybody listen up. This is a super relatable one. It is the career curveball. We called it curveball because it's better than a setback. It's a less sterile than
Transition.
Yeah.
Plus, we like alliteration.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So career curveball is what we felt. And we all like to enjoy an adult beverage if you're above the right age, of course. And so today, Allie has put together something called the Curveball. Allie, take it away. What is the Curveball? What's in it?
Okay, so this is a bourbon-based beverage. It's similar to an amaretto sour.
Which, by the way, when I was like 19 and fake drinking, I'd always order an amaretto sour.
God, that's very like college to me.
It's so dumb.
File it under like the Bartles and James mixed. Oh God,
it was so sweet, and I would get drunk and get a headache, and it was terrible.
Well, this is an adult beverage. It's literally called a curveball. Had to do it. And here it is.
Okay,
I just magically made it. So cheers.
What is in it?
Oh right. Cheers first.
We did it.
God. Let me take a sip and then I'll tell you what's
ready?
in it.
Here we go. Let's see our reaction.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I don't think it's too strong.
No, it's not too strong. It's got a really nice journey on it. There's like a nice top note, low note.
How annoying we are. We're like burying the lead. People are like, tell us what's freaking in it. Okay,
You're right.
So it's bourbon, lemon juice, amaretto,
really
bitters, and simple syrup.
I don't hate this.
Okay, I love it.
This is like I'm in the library. I'm a grandpa. I'm reading a war novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a drink called Baby's First Bourbon that's very similar to this that my girlfriend Sam introduced me to in the pandemic. And
maybe it's the lemon.
It's
really
lemony. Yeah. I almost got lemon bitters. I'm glad I didn't. Okay, enough about that.
Yum.
Let's do some pros from the pros on career curveballs because we're not doctors or professionals. I think we're going to kind of like split this because we both feel this one's so hard.
Agreed.
But I'm going to let you start.
All right. So first up, we're going to acknowledge right now in the world in America, a lot of people are going through career curveballs.
Uh-huh.
So let's just talk about that. Not only in the entertainment industry like Allie and I are in, but in the federal government, there are a lot of people being let go in every place. I just learned a friend today told me she was laid off this morning.
What does she do?
In the entertainment industry.
Oh, yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. So please know we just understand it. It's a full gig economy just to afford toast. Speaking of toast, when you are told that you are toast, scientifically, there is going to be a lot of loss here and it's going to feel like grieving. And scientifically, you're going to feel like that. Even if you were fired for no reason, like it wasn't your fault at all. Objectively, it's not your fault. But a lot of people go through the grieving and then feel embarrassed about the grieving. And Laverne McKinnon, who's a career
You got this.
that drink got me. A career transition coach calls this, quote, a disenfranchised loss. Okay. And what that means, I didn't know what that meant, but she meant like there's a lot of shame associated with losing your career instead of just like, I lost my mother or something simple like that.
No, because you feel like you could have controlled
Correct.
this, right? And you feel like a loser because you lost your job.
You couldn't have said it like more colloquially. Exactly.
You probably could have, but I'm glad you thought. Thank you.
Yeah. So this disenfranchised loss is like you want to feel like you're grieving, but you can't because you're embarrassed that you're grieving.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a lot like pet loss. People kind of feel like move on. Or if you're moving, people get there's a lot of transitional feelings in moving.
Mm-hmm.
So she kind of describes it like that. So for me and Allie and the people and guys here at Dude, I Don't Know Studios, IDK Studios, please know this is your permission slip to grieve and to feel bad about that detour. That curveball hurts and we don't want to disenfranchise you. So just know that like you have support over here because we're both dealing with it and we're both not making it a disenfranchised loss.
Correct. And I mean, we do know. We're at I Don't Know. We do know that this is hard.
That
and
was good. I'm gonna
super
drink.
dumb, but I tried. Yeah, I mean, we're literally, the podcast was born out of us trying to figure our shit out, right?
Having
and
a detour.
Yes. So this
Totally.
is very much the episode. This is like the crux of the podcast.
This
really.
is the passion project that came from it.
Yeah.
So let me take a drink. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, I mean, I could drink this all day. It almost tastes like a Lipton tea. But boozy.
Oh my God, that Lipton tea is strong.
It's a strong Lipton tea, but it's good.
So we want to know how you handle it scientifically. What's the best way to handle it? Do you want to go over this?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So how do you handle the obnoxious question everyone asks you, which is, oh, so what's next? I liken this to like you get married and everyone's like, so when are you having kids?
Oh God, yes.
Worse.
Yes.
Don't ask me what's next.
Yeah.
Be compassionate, right? That's like my first thing. This woman, Angela Duckworth, great last name. What a quack, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Professional of psychology, professor. I'm never drinking a Curveball again. Professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania. She studies grit and self-control. Can you imagine if that was your job title? Hi, I study grit and self-control. What do you mean? That's what I mean. That's what I do.
So hot.
Cool description. She wrote the book Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance, and she describes grit as the combo of passion, you guessed it, and perseverance. Passion, loving what you do and being driven by it, and perseverance, the ability to keep going despite setbacks and failure. This is not easy.
No,
This
those
is not
two
easy.
combinations, she said, are the number one alert that you will get out of your slump.
Okay.
If you can somehow put together these two things, passion and perseverance. Again, not very easy, but if you love what you're doing and then you put the work in despite a setback, you are going to be like 90% more likely to succeed in life after you have a failure.
Here's the thing. I grew up with a father passionate as hell about what he does sometimes now. And that's entertainment. And I thought every person in their career loved what they did. So when I would meet people and grow up and make friends and they were like, I do this, I hate it, I want to do this. I was like, wait, how do you hate what you do? Or dislike or not be super passionate? I didn't get that. And it took me a while to realize that not everyone does something they're passionate about for money. Some people do it on the side and this and that. But all of that to say, you spend a lot of your time at your job for the majority of people, and it's good to feel some sort of passion towards it. So anyway, so how does one do these two things, the passion and the perseverance? You apply effort in two ways. This is according to Duckworth.
Yeah, this is a really interesting mathematical kind of graph, but don't get lost in this. We're just going to make it clear. She says you get effort 2 times, the power of 2. 1, when you simply start improving your ability or skill. So let's say I'm trying to be a gardener and I spend time putting effort into becoming a better gardener. That effort works twice because not only are you improving your ability, you can then also push yourself to use and refine your ability in the pursuit of goals. So what can I do with being a gardener that can help me move forward?
Okay.
So she likens grit to having this effort twice. So you improve on your passion and then you use that effort to then put effort into your achievable goal. So it's effort squared.
Oh, so you like build it and then you apply it?
That's right. So this is the math I wanted to tell you. So success for her isn't about smarts. It's not like you're born with it. It's not talent. It's how much effort you put in to improving that skill and then using it in a meaningful way. So maybe we can put a graphic up because this is what she says. Skill equals talent times effort. Okay. And achievement equals skill times effort.
This is the only math we'll ever do on
Literally,
this podcast.
that's it.
But I do think it's worth remembering.
So so skill is talent times effort, and achievement is when you have skill times your effort. So you have to get your skill and then you have to achieve it.
Oh, I like this.
Now, it's 2 big steps, and if you have the grit and the perseverance, she says that's the only thing in her research that is scientifically proven you'll get back up on your feet.
Wow. Okay. I mean, she's not just like some guru. She is a professor of psychology at the University of Pennsylvania, so it's not like she's full of...
And this is all she studies, grit and self-control. And this book was a big hit because people were like, what is the one thing that the common denominator of people that succeed? And she's like, all the high-level people you see, the Navy SEALs, the Obamas, the athletes, the celebrities, like everybody who's at the top of their game, they have grit.
Okay.
And I wonder if I have grit.
Well, I mean, let's see. Honestly, let's see. Do you like passion and perseverance? I think you have both. I think one outweighs the other for you, if I'm being honest.
I agree. I think perseverance is a very hard thing for me.
Yes.
I think staying with something after a setback is incredibly hard. And we'll get back into our personal feelings, but I just want, maybe you have not a big passion. Maybe one of your things is that maybe you're not a perseverer. I feel like I'm not a perseverer.
It's hard. And also, like, we're in a country where at 18, you're supposed to declare a major. I think that is insane.
Yeah.
What were we even like at 18? And it's almost like you're silently told you have to lock into that and you can't change your mind. I'm 38 and I'm changing my mind.
Yeah.
So I just feel like passion, it's not one passion. It doesn't have to be one. It can. If you're
Yeah.
my father, it can be one. And he does it and he's persevered. But for someone like me, and like you said, we'll get to that, like, multiple passions is not only okay, it's great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you just want the mix of the two. So work on that balance, okay, guys?
And again, we'll put up that math equation because if you're like us, you already forgot it.
I don't even remember saying it.
Effort, skill,
Yep.
multiply, divide,
Achievement, something
carry
like
the
that.
one.
That's right.
algebra.
There you go.
Cool.
Trigonometry.
That's it.
So that's the scientific background of how to get back up on your feet after any real big setback. And that's the path I'm using, is to get my grit back.
Okay.
That's the discipline I'm using, and that's where I am. Yeah.
Nice.
But there's also a spiritual aspect of it too.
Yes.
And it's that God from the computer over there.
Is that you? Are you there, God? It's me, Allie. Do you remember that book?
Oh, yeah.
Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Okay, spiritual. Let's talk spiritual. A career curveball allows you to sit back and self-reflect. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is us trying to be not toxically positive, but we're seeing the good in this. And I'm talking to myself and Tory just as much as I'm talking to anybody listening. So this does not mean sit back and see how sad you are, which we do.
We do.
We do. Usually over a curveball.
Nice. Way to drink again.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Way to go.
The point is to find out where your values lie and if they've changed since that career curveball. It's really a moment to be like, okay, I was this person when I started this job. Now this job is done. Who am I now? Chances are you're not the same person in one way or another. And you wouldn't be thinking about this or doing this exercise had you not lost your job or been going through a career curveball, right? So maybe your skill set has evolved over the years and the job that you left or left you didn't include that skill set. Can you find a job that better aligns with where you're at now? Because we evolve. Like, again, going back to 18 and declaring a major, I declared musical theater.
Oh, you want to
And-
give us a little song?
I do not.
Okay.
But thank you.
Okay.
I still have a voice, but like 2 years in, I was like, wait a minute. No, I don't want to do this.
You know what my major was?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Radio communication.
No, that would have been helpful, but I know what you mean. At 18, I was arts and ideas.
Wait, ideas?
I don't know.
Who decides that's called a major?
University of Michigan.
Arts and ideas. It might as well be called like creativity and things.
I know.
That's
It was
really
crazy,
interesting.
But yeah, I agree with you. It's very hard
Yeah,
to
and
stick.
2 years later, I added journalism because I didn't want to give up on the drama, but I was like, I'm not doing this. My parents were thrilled. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's neither here
No
nor there.
parent wants their kid to major in musical theater.
Unless you want a degree to teach it, Broadway is
very
not going
hard.
to, at the audition, not going to be like, let me see your BA.
It's very different. Not that you shouldn't be in musical theater. I love musical theater. I love musicals. I love musicals.
Oh.
Wow.
No, I'm not singing. That was me saying like a Wicked.
Well, that was beautiful. Do you want to do it louder?
Nope.
Let's try it again. Allie, Allie, Allie.
All right. Well, that's all time we have for today. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And remember, it's the detour that can define you. Okay. So getting back to what we're doing.
The spiritual aspect.
Yes. And maybe that didn't include the skill set, the job, what you're interested in now. Can you find a job that better aligns with who you are now? This is a major opportunity for growth. It is. Journal about it. Talk to your therapist about it.
Yeah, like for instance, I think you could say, let's say you're feeling really activated by the political environment.
Oh boy,
maybe your skill set, you want to move into an activist role, or maybe you want to chill out from being in a high Wall Street, whatever. Just think about when you're let go or you are fired. I guess they're the same thing. Your skill set might have evolved, like you said, and you have a chance to look at it now. Mm-hmm. There's also a time for something called divine timing. This is a little woo-woo.
Go for
when
it.
I did my research, but there's a sense, for instance, that you were let go for a purpose, for something up there. Maybe this is your moment to make a big change in a different chapter in your life and take a very different path than you thought your life was headed. And you walk down that path, and that path is vastly different than you thought.
Okay.
And maybe the timing is that. So some people believe in that, in the spirituality of when you lost your job.
Listen, I'm from LA. There's always a woo-woo in me. It's like, and I do think that the universe does
I don't see it.
play into this.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't want to see it. I don't believe in that. I don't want to believe in that, but some people do.
Okay, cool. I do.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Maybe I want to believe in that.
Maybe you should. Because honestly, I don't know. My mom used to say like everything happens for a reason. And I don't know about that. But I do feel that if you, how do I say this? If you live your life authentically, if you feel that good things are coming, I feel like you become magnetic.
It's true.
To the universe.
Manifestation,
And
I believe in.
Manifestation.
I do
and
believe in that.
I've experienced this firsthand. I know a lot of people have. And so I can't ignore that happened to me. So now I
Yeah.
believe in it.
That's true. And that's
So.
a part of divine timing.
Yeah.
And I do manifest. I do manifest things I want to have happen and change in my life a lot.
Okay, there you go.
And I also think finally, letting go. This is very spiritual.
Oh God, I can't. I don't know how to do that.
So this is all Buddhism that I'm studying, and it's a lot about ego clinging. And that doesn't mean anything other than you're attached, right? Like for me, DBL, I'm like really attached to that. And so this is about letting go of that ego clinging and understanding that there's more out there. This is not an easy step.
No.
This is when you're a spiritual.
It's like you said, ego. How hard is anything with the ego is hard.
Totally, especially for
someone in front of the camera.
Yeah. My ego is pretty big.
Yeah. I mean, you can't see it, but it's taking up.
It's like, how do men do it with their fish?
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, something like that.
And we're like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay. We'll clip that. Okay. That is the spirituality part of this. So it's a lot of letting go and being brave about it. That's a brave thing to do. Yes. So let's go on to the unprofessionals. Allie, do you want to start with this?
Okay.
So this is our personal relationship with career curveballs. Let's drink.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's not a coincidence that we're drinking more on this than any other episode.
You're right. And this is really fresh for us. And it's like putting some lemon juice in a paper cut.
Ooh. Oh God. I felt that. Yeah. I just clenched my whole body. I feel that.
Well, that's where we are right now.
Well, cheers. Cheers to the paper cut. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to try to not go on a tangent with this because I'm dealing with this right now. You are dealing with this right now, but it's from different angles. So this detour obviously really hits home for me because for years, this is something I've said to myself. I don't know why. It's a gut feeling. When I turn 40, I'd like to pivot from TV to something. And I say pivot because I'm like, I have transferable skills that could lend themselves to something else, but I don't know what that is because I love, for better or worse, I love what I do. But I've always had this feeling that there's more out there for me. And I just can't pinpoint it. But I've always felt like static in the back of my brain. It involves some sort of writing because I pivoted. I went from musical theater and I added journalism. I'm a writer. I've always been a writer since I was a little girl. I love it.
That's your passion.
That is my passion. But see, so is TV. So I'm like, what can I do with both of these things and make some sort of shift? Because I've only been freelance. I've never known what having a healthcare is like. I've always paid privately. I've never known what a 401k is, let alone like my girlfriends are like, yeah, they match me whatever percent. What? What? I've never taken a paid time off day. I'd feel like I was cheating. So I've always said I want to see how like the other half lives. And it's been hard to want to do that, even though I feel I should do that. And I do want to because I love what I do. So it's like, it's a blessing and a curse to love it, you know? So yeah, I don't have a job in either of my majors, which was drama and journalism, but like the skills I was taught in each, I feel definitely transferred to my career. Like when I'm in the field shooting, drama, have to be a certain way. And then when I'm in the edit, it's journalism, just with a different set of, like with my eyes, with my storytelling abilities, not necessarily with my writing, you know? So I do feel that like it paid off, but it's all I've ever known being a freelancer. And I really want to know what that feels like. So there have been several scares in the entertainment industry, and I'm just going to speak from my experience, which is reality television. There have been times where it feels, oh crap, no one can get work. It's a, feast or famine. This one time feels different. I hope I'm wrong. But because I'm moving abroad and I'm being forced to kind of phase out, quit TV, it feels like maybe, okay, I'm going to be 40 in a year and a half. I can't do the math. We should throw up that equation again. But it's like now I'm being forced to pivot and do something else. So I'm kind of starting that transition a bit early because I'm moving and I'm really committed to getting over to Europe. But it feels like a good thing. It's almost like I want to beat TV to the punch. Like if this is really the end or the big shift of reality, like I want to get out before it gets me. And it's almost like kind of breaking up with a guy before he breaks up with you. It's like, no, I broke up with you. I kind of want, I want to get out. I want to jump ship before the whole thing sinks. And that sounds really, really negative, but that's the reality of what we're in. So I've been dabbling in things. I've been looking for freelance writing work. I've gone on LinkedIn. TV people don't speak LinkedIn. We just don't. So this is like a new skill I'm trying to learn. It's so exhausting, LinkedIn. Like it's a search engine, it's a this, it's a that, and you have to stay up to date. I'm trying to kind of get into a corporate mindset, but also figure out what I want to do with the writing. And honestly, ChatGPT has been a godsend. I'll talk to it and be like, here are my skills. Here's what I do. What works for me? And I've gotten all these things that they've spit out about jobs that I can do that I don't have to go back to school for, that I already can do. I just don't know I can do them. Is this making any sense?
Yeah.
I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but yeah, so that's where I've been, and it's been hard. I'm not working. I had a job for 2 weeks. We shot the show, done, wrapped the show, and I'm back to unemployment. So I'm trying to use this time to figure out what I want to focus on, because if it's anything I've learned, it's that if you don't have a focus, jack of all trades, master of none, right? And so when I'm working, I don't have time to do this. So I'm like looking at it as an opportunity for growth. And I'm not working right now, so let me focus all my energy in getting abroad and figuring out what I'm gonna do when I get there. So that's my giant freaking curveball. Was that one long run-on sentence? I feel like I'm exhausted from that.
You know, it's exhausting, but I have 2 questions for you. One, what do you most want to do? If I said, Allie, I'm a genie in a bottle, you can rub that lamp and it can come out and it can be any job you want.
Any job.
Oh my God,
that's
the
God
genie
calling me, saying, "Hey, Allie, here's a job from the universe."
And then, secondly, do you feel like you have grit?
I do think I have grit. I don't have grit 24/7. So I'm gonna go backwards. Grit. Motivation is not motivation, right? That's like if you rely on motivation, you'll never get things done. I go to the gym even when I really don't want to, because it's consistency that gets it done, not motivation.
That's perseverance.
That's perseverance. Not always do I feel the motivation, and I don't do it. And then there are days when I just want to be in bed and watch whatever show. And then there are days where I feel really productive.
So it's in and out.
It's in and out.
That's fair.
It's very in and out.
That's valid.
But what do I want to do? This is going to sound
Rub that lamp, Allie.
I don't know how I feel about that analogy.
Rub the lamp.
If I could, this is going to sound super eat, pray, love, but if I could work on TV, edit, story produce like I do, and then write books on the side and make money doing that.
And be in Paris.
And be in Europe, dream come true.
So you're in Europe, you're writing, and you're working in television.
That's the answer.
And a
for me.
sexy ass Latin man has just drawn your attention.
It doesn't have to be. Latin is preferred but not required.
Or yeah, okay. It doesn't have Parisian.
Anyone that's not
French
from this country
is hot.
I'm like a discriminating against America.
You're just
American men.
You're not very patriotic about your love choice.
No, and you know what? Even I got back on Bumble just for shits and giggles.
Good for you.
And thanks. And I matched with an Italian guy.
Molto bene.
But like,
mi piace.
It's not just me. Like,
abbiamo di molto di amore. We all need love. And we
you
need
just
it
like
now.
spit out these languages I didn't even know you spoke.
Sì.
But it's like,
studiato per un anno a Fiorentino. That's what you're going to hear, and it's going to turn you on.
Capiche? Anyway, back to you. Let's talk about you. I've talked long enough. Jesus.
I don't have a lot to say other than this. Imagine your dream job and then imagine it being just taken away. That's all I have to say. It was like a dream camp.
DBL was your dream job?
Yeah. So if you don't know, 7 years, I was on live TV 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Tory and a camera, they just work together. It's my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
I know.
And I had someone doing my hair. I had someone doing my makeup. And it was just the best for me. It hit everything for me. And then imagine that you think it's going to go on forever and ever. And you buy a house and you're like, this is it. I'm going to be a Coloradan. And you're like, you think this won't ever stop. And you're doing well and you're successful. And then bam, it all goes away. So this is what I feel like. I feel terrible without structure. I feel terrible without the platform. I feel my ego extremely suppressed, my self-esteem extremely suppressed. But to be honest, if I am looking at it, it's the structure of the show I miss the most.
Interesting.
Yeah. So something that helped me was like, what is the most thing you miss the most? A, working with other people was really important to me. But B, like, I'm supposed to be a self-starter. Like everyone's like, go be a content creator, go create this, go create that. I like a studio. Like I'm used to structure. Mm-hmm. I'm not used to being a podcast creator. And like, this is very new and weird for me. So I'm trying it. I'm uncomfortable, but that's where I am in my world. And so when you talk about grit and perseverance, I would say I'm more like molasses than soup.
Clip that.
I'm just hungry.
Can you
now.
explain that?
I just feel like I'm moving in slow motion and everything is exhausting instead of like persevere. Like I used to just be a really hardworking, dedicated person. And right now it's like my body's like in syrup.
I do understand.
Not in like a
exactly.
hot way, like in a like
No.
really like slow, bad way.
Yeah, no, there's nothing like sensual about this. Yeah.
No. So that's how it is. I've missed the structure. I miss the hair and the makeup. I miss my ego. That's all so honest. Like I have no idea of how to be not honest. I just miss all of that being centered around me and being taken care of. I felt like I was taken care of.
I was going to say, you beat me to it, but like that takes a lot of guts and grit, if I may, to admit that on here.
Yeah. And
like, I know we're no like call her daddy. I know like millions of people aren't listening, but people are listening.
Yeah.
Whether you want to admit it or not. And it takes a lot of guts to say that. So
yeah.
props.
What's weird is I like don't have a problem saying that because I know so many other people really honestly are nodding their head right now hearing me say
I
that.
hope so. And I don't
Right.
mean that like I hope people are miserable. I hope this is resonating with people.
Yeah, because-
especially women.
Yeah, but ego is a major problem in a job because the loss is the same proportional to how you felt the job was your identity.
Did you just do another math equation? I
Sorry.
can't throw another one up
I'm just
there.
saying DBL became very much my identity and that loss was proportional. Let's say you work as like a vet tech and you don't like love your job and you lose it. Whatever, move on. I'm just saying like
no vet techs are going to
I know
listen to this
and
anymore
I love
if they
vet
ever
tech.
were.
But I meant like a job you're not like that into. But I was like identified with that. So it just cut off a piece of me and now I'm bleeding and I'm trying to figure out how to stop the wound. Let's drink.
Okay. To tourniquets.
To tourniquets. To Tory kits. No.
Sure.
No.
Sure.
Didn't work.
I feel this to a degree, but I feel like this job, like I don't know what I would say. Since I go from job to job,
Oof.
that lemon really hits.
Ooh.
Yeah. Since I go from job to job, I don't know that I've ever had a quote unquote dream job. Like
Right.
I would say this is a dream career, but I've
Yeah.
never had a job where I'm like, oh my God, this is going to last forever because my shows never do.
Right.
I'm a contract worker essentially, you
right.
know? And so I've never had this.
Right.
And I can't imagine how much of your identity you feel you've lost
Yeah.
if you have your dream job and
Yeah.
work is so important to you.
Yeah. And right. Work is everything. I like work. I'm a Capricorn. I enjoy everything I do wants to be about the career. And I was like, I got it. I did it. Like someone would be like, hey, what do you do? And I'd be like, ugh, I have to tell them I'm a
Twist
TV
my
show
arm.
host. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
like,
what do you want? I'm on NBC every day. Like, what do you want? Like, that was really a hit of dopamine.
it was lightning in a bottle. And every
Totally.
time I talk about DBL
Yeah.
and I say to like my coworkers, colleagues, like this show was on for 7 years, they're like,
Yeah, it's a dream.
because
in
it's
this
100
industry.
years
Right.
in TV.
It really is.
I've never had a job more than 6 months.
Yeah, it's really different. And every one of us is getting different jobs. And I'm like, what about me? What about me? And there's this comparison like we talked about before. All of it gets muddy and syrupy and kind of annoyingly slow and sticky. All right, enough of that. Sorry.
I have one question for you, just
Okay.
to bounce back. Have you learned anything through this crappy feeling in time? Have you learned anything about yourself or what you want? And anything that you've learned?
Yeah. I can't work alone.
Okay,
And I do better with structure.
there we go.
And those two things are pretty important for me to know what my next gig is.
So if we practice what we preach, right,
Yeah.
which what we were saying with Duckworth,
Yeah.
maybe that is a focus that you didn't know you needed before.
Yeah.
Is something with structure
Yeah.
and something that you're not working remotely.
Yeah, like for instance, dude, DK, like I couldn't do this. Like some people do this out of their bedroom or whatever. I needed the structure of these people and this like setup and the idea that they're like, gonna like support me and us. I couldn't do it alone. And some people can, and like bravo, honestly, mazel tov. That's amazing. I need structure and people around me.
Yeah.
And that's important to know.
And
Like I'm not a remote worker. I'm just not.
And accountability, I think, is a thing for you too.
Great point.
There's this woman, Gretchen Rubin, she wrote The Happiness Project, which was like long time ago, viral. We didn't even do viral things, but if that book went today, it would have gone viral. And she has these 4 tendencies. There's the obliger, the questioner, the rebel, or the upholder.
Oh.
I should give you, we'll link it in the show notes. We sure will. Yes, we will. And it kind of helps
I'm not
you-
the upholder.
No, if I had to guess, you're either the obliger or the rebel, but we'll see.
Okay.
And it helps kind of create a framework for how to lead your life. I'm an obliger. If I go to the gym by myself, I'll cancel on myself all the time. But if my friend says, hey, are you going? And we book a class together, I'm not going to let her down. I'm going to go.
Drink to that.
Yeah.
I just want to drink.
I know. We don't need a reason. But here's
Bring
a
a
reason.
friend to the gym. That's great, though.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. That's interesting.
It's also good to know that you've learned a few things from this. And this is, again, Tory that entered DBL did not know she needed structure and to not work alone.
Right.
So here you go.
Yeah. Tough stuff, man.
It's hard. And like, I don't know. It's just, there's also, I think, going back to shame, I'm pushing 40 and I am starting essentially over physically and mentally. And there is shame there. Of course there's shame there.
But and I hate to be like the girl that sets you back. There's also an opportunity. Like if you're starting over at whatever age, do you know what paths open? Like people you haven't met yet that you're going to love.
Right.
Like there's a lot that is opening. Now I think that for half a second and now right now I'm back to feeling like crap. So like,
well, it's easier to say that about someone else than it is about yourself.
Yeah, that's
because I could say the same thing for you and you're like, no.
Yeah, I won't believe you. That's why you have both of us.
You're welcome. So here's what ChatGPT spit back out at me. Can I just tell you, like, TV producer, pivot to.
Okay, what did they say?
Okay, content writer.
Okay.
Copywriter.
Okay.
Script writer.
Okay.
Social media writer. I like that the most.
I don't know what that fucking means.
That's why I think I like it the most. It feels more broad.
I don't know what that means.
Comedy writer.
Okay.
All of these things feel doable.
But just so you know, like I applied to be on Late Night with Seth Meyers. That's a full-on writing packet that took me 4 months to write, and it is hard work. And you have to have, like,
writing period.
It's very
not.
yeah.
That's why I want to.
That's the perseverance part.
Yeah, and that's why I essentially want to build up a portfolio so it's like I can freelance do it because it's like having a job, just writing. You have to that is not a guarantee. It's like I'm going from one unstable business to another.
Yeah.
But my goal is to have three sources of income. My writing portfolio kind of thing, working in TV remotely, and my Substack, which is like my newsletter I write. And I really want to pour like all my heart into that, which you know what we'll do? We'll link it in the show notes.
That's what we're going to do.
And I want to have like streams of income multiple. So if one fails, at least I have something to fall back on.
See, that's good to learn. I'm just going to do feet pics on OnlyFans.
I've considered OnlyFans. I have a friend who works for OnlyFans. Not like she has an OnlyFans.
You would do great on OnlyFans. Wouldn't she do great on OnlyFans?
Please don't ask that to anyone.
Okay.
Ever. Okay. But thank you for laughing
There's
at
ways
that
of doing
question.
OnlyFans that is not.
No. My friend worked for a company like as a producer.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they had great benefits. I'm just saying.
There you go.
Okay, let's move on. I feel like we're going down a slippery slope.
No pun intended. Okay.
Oh, because of the feet you slip?
Kind of. That's
Slip
what
on
I
a
was
banana?
saying. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
What were you actually saying?
Nothing. It was very uncomfortable.
Okay. So anyway, that's our 2 cents. But my favorite part about this is detours talk. Let's hear from some of our detourists. I'm sure you too, but like a lot of people had a lot to say.
Yes.
And do you want to go first?
No, you go
first. Okay. So
in fact, you got more than we did. We post this every week on our Detour Guides pod, and you can write in and be heard on the show.
Heard. You can be heard.
We asked about what it's like for career curveball. So hit it out.
Yeah. So this is one person. Didn't ever think I would teach, but I decided it was what would fit best and allow me to still perform. It was scary until I actually took the leap, and then I knew it was right. I knew I wouldn't likely be able to pay all the bills with just performing. Mm-hmm. And ever since, I've been very happy. So this person was able to basically take their skills, move them into something that is more lucrative, but still applying what they love. That's the dream.
Yeah, that is the dream.
You know? And then I have someone else that said, love this topic, finished 30 years in education, and then became a certified life coach. It's the best. Now, certified life coach, I don't know how you do that. I don't know like how you become certified in life coaching, but he seems happy and finished education. By the way, thank you for teaching. 30 years in education is a thankless job. And, you know, it's never too late. Spreadsheet time. I listed the pros and cons, the money, the commute, times, issues, the stress level differences, and friends.
That's a good person.
That's my kind of person.
Yeah, that's definitely your type of person.
That just kind of like weighs it all and decides like what nets out. And then lastly, this is a friend of mine who actually lives in Europe and said, I transitioned from working as a bartender while studying to a corporate 9-to-5 job after graduation. Bartending was incredibly exhausting, requiring long hours on my feet, intense physical effort, and night shifts that completely disrupted my schedule. But But at the same time, it was a really fun job where I made connections and genuine friends. Moving into a 9-to-5 brought more stability. However, as someone who values human connection, I found the corporate world to be quite superficial and at times toxic. Everyone's carefully curating their image to fit into a company culture and end up doing the same to blend in. It creates a fake atmosphere that you never experience in a bar where people are just being their true selves. And I kind of miss that, though, especially after a few drinks. So this person's saying there's pros and cons to both, and I respect it. You know, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll get a corporate job and not like the structure or the limits and go back. But it's just how the other half, you know, the grass is always greener.
Yeah, I think, but I would sum that up as like, what sacrifice are you willing to make for
Yes.
the better jobs? Like, what if you end up and you're a bartender in a local town because you like people and you like to serve, you know what I mean? You could find anything.
And I can hear people going, well, they're just a bartender. It's
Right,
like,
exactly.
No, but at what cost? They are getting fulfilled.
Right,
They're
exactly.
making money and they have balance in life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
yeah.
main reason I want to move abroad. I want more balance. So
You really want to move abroad?
I really do. Like sometimes
Like,
I
we're
wish,
not good enough for you here?
sometimes I wish I didn't, but I really genuinely authentically do. And every time I like kind of lose it and I'm like, holy crap, what am I leaving? And it's a lot, present company included. I think of that like my why and it still makes sense, unfortunately.
So your biggest goal is to live away.
Your biggest goal is to leave me.
What
Yes.
a guilt trip way of saying that
Well,
to a friend.
two Jews hosting a
Allie,
podcast. That's what you
right. I'm in love with your wanderlust.
Thank you.
I love how you are a wanderer.
Thank you.
I love it. It turns me on in a non-sexually harassing way.
Okay.
I think
cool.
it's amazing that you just want to pick
Thank
up
you.
and go.
Do you want to?
I do. What?
I was gonna go back to the lamp thing.
Rub the lamp. Oh God.
Can you please tell me something else?
I'm just saying, please write us and let us know how you feel about the sacrifices that you're making to make sure that you're happy in your career.
Yeah, I mean, we do like hearing from you guys, and I feel like everyone's got a story to tell in some way or another with this. Okay, well, I think it's time for some detours souvenirs.
Swag. Everyone loves swag.
Ooh, I liked the voice there.
I don't know what that was.
So what are we giving away? We're just giving things away with our unemployed selves.
Yeah,
just
right.
Like,
This is this is the opposite of what
we should be
do.
asking for money.
Totally. So we are going to be giving away one copy of Angela Duckworth's very famous best-selling, really socially iconic book called Grit, as we were talking about, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Guys, it's really life-changing, especially if you're down in the dumps like we are. I don't think we're in the dumps, but we're in the trenches. We're in the trenches.
We're in the trenches together.
Together, except you're going au revoir. Okay.
Yeah, no guilt.
Arrivederci.
It's fine.
So if you follow our Instagram at Detour Guides Pod, you can be entered and you will turn on the notifications to know when we go live. We will announce the winner, and Allie, because she's a type A person, will send the book, which I will buy because I can go on Amazon and buy it for you.
We should say bookshop.org.
Bookshop, you're totally right. I apologize. Independent bookstore.
It's fine.
You're totally right. And we will send you Grit. Again, it's life-changing and really helpful if you're in this trench with us.
Can I just say, we don't make it, it's the easiest giveaway ever. You don't even need to it's follow this company, follow that company, tag your best friend. No. You just have to follow
Just
Detour
follow
Guys
us.
Pod. That's it.
Follow the detour, y'all.
And we'll go live. We did it the other day and it was...
Allie got her first trip of live TV and she liked it.
I did. It was fun. I don't like how they count you down. It's gives me anxiety, but it's nice because people actually care about what we want to say, which is wild to me.
I know.
I'll never get over that.
Live TV, man. It's the
Yeah.
best.
Okay. Well, what's it time for?
It's time for our Rex because...
wow.
We love them and we, at the same time.
Okay.
We love them and we don't believe in gatekeeping. Good Lord.
Good one.
All right, I'll go first
Okay.
because I'm very excited about this.
Go ahead.
So I recently joined Costco. I'm very late to the game. I got a Costco card and my favorite protein shakes are there that you can't find anywhere else. You just can't. They're called Fairlife
I've
protein
heard of these,
shakes.
by the way.
You have?
Yeah. A
God,
lot
are
of
they
people
good?
recommend them.
They're great. I mean, I track on I go through seasons of tracking my macros and there's a certain amount of protein I have to hit and damn it, I never hit it. It's always 30 grams short. These shakes, you hit it.
Yeah, supposedly it tastes like chocolate milk. And
It
they have
does. No, they
30
don't-
grams of protein or something.
Between 26 and 42, I kid you not, depending on what you buy, they have those.
Yeah.
And I can buy 18 at a time. They're good. Okay, fun hack. I use it as creamer in my coffee sometimes.
Oh, smart.
It's so good.
So it's called Fairlife.
Fairlife is the company.
Yeah.
They make different kinds and they're so damn good. And Costco has them and I'm thrilled about it. That's my rec. It's not only Costco. Well, it's not Costco. Fairlife. And then shout out Costco for carrying them. But my rec is Fairlife.
Fairlife protein drinks.
Yeah.
Right
And you know what we'll do?
What? Oh, we'll link it in the show notes.
We sure will.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
What's yours?
I love, you know me in makeup. I love the new, you might have heard of it. It's a concealer. It's Natasha Denona.
Nope, never
it's
heard
at
of it.
Ulta and at Sephora, but you can like check it out on Ulta. It is the best freaking concealer you will ever try.
That's high praise, really?
You don't have to use powder. It is excellent. It comes in undertones of yellow, rosy, and peach. You can or neutral. It's I cannot emphasize enough. Every makeup artist you know is using it. It's all in their kit. If you want to get that extra step and you're feeling like not my best, Natasha Denona.
I might buy it because
it's so good.
I'm using
the
NARS.
packaging is excellent. NARS goes a little gray. And
NARS.
NARS.
I love it, but I chose the wrong color, so I look yellow.
You know what? Everybody chooses the wrong color at NARS.
Yeah.
I really highly.
And every time I put it on, you know what I say? NARS.
So NARS won't be a sponsor. But yeah, I would go to Ulta tomorrow and ask for their Natasha Denona section and then go nuts because it's like it covers, like if you were burned in a terrible fire.
Oh, wow.
And it was like you were saving your cat Millie and she like scratched you and also you ran into some brushes and steel wool trying to get out. It'll cover that.
Okay. I have so many questions, but the main one is why is the cat named Millie?
Because of Mildred. That was your grandmother's name.
Sure. Okay. No, that's great. I love it.
I highly recommend it, guys.
Are you wearing it now?
Yeah, and also, well, yeah, but now I feel like people are
No, you look great. You look great.
But it's really easy to work with and you don't need a lot. So I highly recommend it.
Sweet. Okay. Well, we're coming to the end of our detour here, but like let's kind of
Should
recap.
we get a tire scratch for that? No,
Sounds like a
we shouldn't.
door.
We definitely shouldn't. So just to recap, scientifically, you're going to feel like a loss in these career curveballs. We want you to be able to grieve, but we want you to grieve with what? Grit. The combo of passion and perseverance. You will come out the other side if you get this. And you can grow grit. You don't have to be born with grit. That's the best part about grit. You can learn how to get grit. I shouldn't say it anymore.
Get lit, get grit.
But yeah, so I'm trying to find my grit. So let's be on our grit level together. We'll work on that.
Spiritual. If you view a career curveball as an opportunity for growth and self-reflection, you'll like it, admit it. Chances are you'll not only find your new path, but you'll unlock who you become since starting down the old path. So shedding your former self to embrace your new self. Little snake analogy there. It's true though. It really is. We're always growing and shifting no matter what our age.
What does Buddhism say? The only thing that doesn't change?
It's change.
That's right. So just so you know, this is one of the main reasons the two of us started this podcast in the first place. We get it. And be sure to follow us on IG at Detour Guides Pod and our personal IGs. I am Tory Schulman.
And I am Allie Dubrow.
So drop us a line and subscribe. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast. Please give us a glowing review. Remember, it's often the detour that can
define you. Out. Wrap. End.
Finish.
Period. Finito.